yo, we have some Q&A to do. I hope you're doing fine, 'cause it's Q&A time again. Hello world, how's it going? Hope you guys are all doing great. If not, as always, hope it gets better for you here in the future. So welcome to another Friday Night Live Q&A, where you can ask the aquarium community and I questions on keeping freshwater aquarium shrimp, fish, and or plants. So this is a special Friday night Q&A. It is New Year's Eve. Oh, let me get this dehumidifier. So happy New Year's Eve, everybody. I literally just got up from a nap to hop on here because it was a long day for me outside working on the pond and also boxing up some stuff to get moving and all that. So I'll talk about that here soon. Let some people roll in, get into live chat here. Hello, hello, hello all. Happy New Year's to y'all. But I'm glad to see you guys with us. So yeah, as far as like this week, little recap. I mean, it's been all over the place. Being Christmas weekend, or well, week, New Year's Eve weekend, kind of. And also ended up putting an offer on a house. Got that accepted. Been dealing with that, trying to get all our ducks in line for that. And that's down in Fort Myers is where we got our offer accepted. So now we're just trying to get the finances all in order. It's kind of like stretching like our limit to where we were at, but it's totally worth it, and you guys will see it in the future, and I'm totally stoked for it. I would be more excited right now, but like I was saying, I was just waking up from a nap because just trying to sleep off the pain with my wrist. I've been trying to do what I can with that. And yeah, Michigan Tropicals, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you, Michigan Tropicals. And it says Buenos Dias. Well, Buenos Noches to you, mi amigo. Much appreciated. Muchas gracias, I should say. I thank you for the dinero. But I hope you're having a good New Year's Eve. Well, thanks for joining us. The Backyard Bear said, Aquatic Bear says, where in Florida did you say? So we'll be north of Fort Myers here, hopefully. We just got clothes on it. Just going through that closing bed, just hoping that it just solidified. Then I could just take it a little more easy, I guess, sort of. I can't really take it easy, but I'll feel easier knowing that it's closed, done, and done. Which is going to be crazy because with this whole house and property here, and we are going to talk to a selling agent here on Monday and try to get this up and going. So if anybody's looking for a fish operation where you can, I mean, you can make over 6 figures easy. Not only that is you would get my marketplace as well and also my mentorship. So like I mentioned in the last couple live streams, we'll talk about more of that in a separate video. But yeah, man, it's going to be the dream if we can make it happen. We just got to put the nail in the coffin. So here's the hoping. Just doing what we can. Thomas G says, Happy New Year, fish people. Well, Happy New Year to you, Thomas G. And thank you so much for being a member for so long. Hope you're doing great, buddy. Always great to see you in here. Hey, Lucas, did you ever get into Caradinas? I remember seeing you talking about them a while ago, but wasn't sure if you ever got around to it. So I did get into Caradinas, and where I live, we have super hard tap water. And when I mean super hard tap water, like now it's like mid 300s on the TDS scale. It was way over 400. pH scale, forget about it. If you're trying to measure pH, it was always 8.6 or just as blue as that thing could get. So super, super hard water here, which Caradinia do not care for so much, especially when it's got KH in it. And we have tons of KH. But I did get them going. I did get them breeding. They're just needy. I have to use RO and nothing but RO. And I always seemed like the bee pollen, if I would feed them that was about the only time they would breed out for me much. I don't know if it was my water, what was going on. But they didn't really go like the Neocaridinias did. So naturally, I went full in on the Neocaridinias because, I mean, work with your water. Don't work against it. It makes a big, big, big difference. And, yeah, I mean, I have dabbled with them. Maybe when I get softer water, we'll see what the water's like down here in South Florida. I'm not sure. I gotta remember, I put a TDS meter on the stairs so I could put it in my bag to check when we go inspect the house. Ted K, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. I appreciate that, Ted K. That is huge. Says fish, farm fun, peace and joy in the new year. Peace, my brother. Well, peace to you as well, brother. Thank you so much. And that will definitely be much needed. I'll be sharing the vision and the dream with you guys whenever it's all solidified as far as like the property, what's going on, what do we want to do with it. And we're going to pretty much have the opportunity to build a fish room again. So we built this whole fish room in this fish house, but this time I'm going to be stuck into just a garage only for a while until I build my actual fish barn. So we'll operate in kind of a smaller space and show you guys how to do it a little more efficient, that kind of stuff. Will be a lot that we should be able to get around. And then also Lady LRB is going to be getting into plants, like whether it be fruit plants, indoor plants, all kinds of plants. So she will be getting into her thing as well, which if you guys are into that stuff, we'll have that kind of stuff for you. Mark Dibble said, how do I get rid of Planaria? Oh my, you just had to ask, didn't you, Mark? It'll be New Year's without it. But as far as getting rid of Planaria, Pancuracy Dog Dewormer, it's a powder form. They do make pre-made already for shrimp and Planaria Red or something like that. I don't even know what it's called. But they do kind of make a pre-make of this if you don't want to do it yourself. But if you want to do it for cheaper, just buy the Pancuracy Dog Dewormer. Add just a little bit of water with the powder that you use, which is going to be 0.1 grams per 10 gallons. And then kind of make it in a paste. Put it into some water, and then you can have your own solution. Then you're going to want to kind of pour that around the tank, because if you just put the powder in, it'll just float everywhere. It won't really dissolve. It won't really do the job. So you kind of need to get that medicine all around the tank to really do it. But then you're going to want to wait 72 hours and do a 25% water change. And then you're going to want to repeat that 2-3 times. So 0.1 grams for 10 gallons. I gotta quit answering that question. I'm gonna have to just make a video for it and start referring you guys. And I know you're probably just asking it to troll me too, because it wouldn't be a Friday night without it. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, scroll. I think I was missing something. I know I thought I did. Seen something. Oh well, sorry if I missed any of your guys' questions. I am towards the bottom now, so if you did have that question, throw it out there. Pew Fish Zone says, LRB, got a shipment of your shrimp and they all seem to be hiding or dead. Just see 2 or 3 every so often in a 3-gallon tank, sponge filter, some plants, total shrimp, and tank 18. Any ideas? So, if your shrimp are dead, you'll usually see bodies, unless they're just absolutely so hungry that they've gone cannibal. But more than likely, what and always tends to happen is when you get new shrimp, you put them in a tank, they go off and hide. People don't see them for like the longest time, and then after about a month or so, they usually will start coming out. And usually this is a comfort thing and or a security thing. What they will do is they'll go find somewhere tight to go live. And until they know that it's calm, they'll check out the area. they're really smart about being safe. You'd be surprised how smart shrimp are about being safe in an aquarium. And that's what usually happens as far as that goes. Oh, Michigan Tropicals, thanks again for the $5 super chat. Michigan Tropicals, appreciate you, brother. Says, I'll bring my net and shovel to the new house. Yes, for sure. I can even have like a flower horn pond, I think, out there. I think I could. Yeah, I wonder if I could. I wonder what kind of temperatures they can take. I don't know, man. My head has been exploding with ideas. Like, we're talking about making a barn dominium. Like, maybe putting a 10,000 square foot barn dominium on there. Do, like, part house and part fish thing and part something else. I don't want to tell you what the something else is because I don't want people stealing my ideas. That happens to me all the time. I'll be telling my ideas first, and then next thing you know, bam. So we'll save that, but either way, it will be epic. Big D's Aquatics, my brother. Thank you so much for the huge $50 super chat and awesome support as always, my man. And says, sup, brother, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well. I could never thank you enough for the support that you have shown me this year. So thank you, big time, brother. Big D's Aquatics. Them big old super chats. Much needed. And alright, so I am at the bottom of the chat again. If you got those questions, throw them out. If not, I guess we'll just yammer on. I was wondering how active this would be tonight, being New Year's Eve and all. You can see it's a little slower, but I don't blame people. It's a good time to party and have a good time. And I guess we could always ramble on. Shrimp are basically water ants, says Chris Trapp. Yes, exactly. They are. I could not say it any better myself. Definitely basically water ants. Ready for Aquashella, Florida, Michigan Tropicals. So, are you going to make that long haul? I was thinking about that today. Like, as far as setting up a booth, probably not going to be able to do that. But I guess worst comes to worst, and at least make an appearance, since we won't be that far from it. And that would be the one in Orlando in February. And that's close to Sarah's birthday. I don't know how close. Yesterday was actually Wesley's birthday, so that was a lot of fun. Let's see, South Pacific says, all your tanks are low nitrates. I don't know. I don't test for nitrates. But I'll tell you this much, I add nitrates to my tanks. Ooh, crazy, right? My plants love those nitrates. My potassium nitrate, yum. TM class says, are forktail rainbows are pretty hardy fish? For the most part they are. You just, always the source is going to make a difference. But yeah, for the most part, they're pretty hardy. You can put them in softer or harder water. There's a few different types of them too, but if you're getting them from a fish store, then it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Just like the Celebes rainbow. Sounds like the fireworks starting outside. Turing's Enigma says, have you ever used Obsidian in an aquarium or have any thoughts on it? The only Obsidian that I've known that I've used close to an aquarium probably came off of Minecraft, off the TV when Wesley was playing it. So no, I've never tried it. Craig Broderick says, what are you drinking tonight, mate? So good old agua for me tonight. I'm on the water. I did end up drinking a little bit of wine like last week or so, but that's about it. It doesn't last long for me. I like my water. At least I'm off the pop. That's a big deal. So glad to not be drinking pop anymore. Brian Gilman says, how's the backyard? When are you going to do an update? So I did end up putting all the pond video stuff on my computer. So that's put over there. I was working on it today, putting off one of the final walls. And we'll be updating the whole house here really, really soon. I've been just trying to figure out how I'm going to do the video because it's going to be such a long video probably. If I were to go through like the whole house, I don't know how to do it. Because I need to do like a tank by tank because I haven't done that for so long. And this house definitely deserves that and to show you guys. And you guys all definitely deserve to see what all's happening here. Especially how it's happened and to understand it more. So I still got to do all that and then talk about the whole opportunity and the house. So I don't know if I'm going to make it into 2 separate videos. I'll probably talk about the house in one video and the opportunity that's going to be offered here really soon. And I mean like in the next week. And then also just link the fish room tour to that, which will have the backyard in it. Backyard's been such a pain though lately. Like I swear we live in Seattle now. We got total Seattle weather, always gloomy and wet. It was soupy out there today, but we still got in the soup and did some stuff. It could get soupy. Michigan Tropicals, thank you again for the support. The $5 super chat says, since you're moving to Florida, are you thinking of a monster pond with peacock bass and other wild caught fish from the state? So here's the real cool part. I can tell you that it already has peacock bass. There's one of the ponds is full of peacock bass. Just one of them. Then the others have something else in it. So pretty cool. And totally excited about it. But thank you, Michigan Tropicals, for the support again, my brother. Thank you. And I didn't think I'd ever have a monster fish, but if I got some ponds with them in them already, heck yeah. I plan on doing some more ponds. Never have enough. Colin Fowler says, I just went out and collected some wild aquatic plants from a lake, and it's inspired me to make a completely wild tank with collected substrate, plants, and fish. Any tips? I mean, no, definitely, like, that's an awesome idea. Now, what I would do if I was going towards that method, now you could probably just stick it all together, like get some of your creek stuff, throw it in there. Maybe do a water change, should be fine as long as you did like a water change. It's just kind of settle things. Maybe a 50% after you add it all in. I think you'd be all right, but there is a chance that you could get worms or some kind of like parasite that may live in there, which isn't always the end of the world because you could always take care of that kind of stuff naturally as well. But if you didn't want to worry about that, like the sand and substrate that you would collect, I would probably spread it out and dry it out. That way anything that was living in it would not be alive anymore, and it should be safer to use. But really, I don't know with some of their eggs, like if some of them can actually live through that natural drying period, maybe to some extent, but I don't know. Whenever I go down to Florida, I'm just tell you this. All that sand that's around there, that's what I'm going to use as substrate. I'm not going to go buy in fancy substrate. I'm going to go to my backyard and get all that awesome sand. It's going to be sweet, dude. Super sweet. But yeah, just maybe rinse your plants off, rinse your fish off. Don't get too wild with it. And you know what? You're going to learn so much more from nature by doing an aquarium with like that as well. Not only are you going to, not just like, oh, you got your little Dano and your little 10-gallon or your Tetra and whatever, you get to watch it swim around, but you're actually getting that ecosystem going. So you're going to be able to see microorganisms doing this, that, and the other, and you watch it all play out, which when you go through experiences like that, that's one of the best ways to learn about ecosystems and just the wildness of Mother Nature. So I say go for it fully. As far as tips, yeah, just go for it. Don't be scared. Sounds like you already aren't, so that's good. Father Fish, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Father Fish says, you are amazing. Well, you are amazing as well, my brother. And I will be living close to you here, hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. We're just working on financing on a house in Fort Myers. That's the real kicker. The offer's in, it's accepted. And I'm hoping it goes through, because really to find another 5-acre lot around there that's not over $1 million is not easy. So here's the getting that done. But thank you, Father Fish, and definitely gonna have to come visit you, my brother. And Jeff Kane, thank you so much for the huge $20 super chat. Says Happy New Year and thank you for the fish, shrimp, and pants, sir. Well, I'm pretty sure you meant plants, but I hope you got pants too. And I appreciate your super chat. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, Jeff. That is very awesome of you. And yes, we will be, that reminds me too, we will be continuing shipping here this next week. I know some of you have been waiting for quite some time for your orders. They will all be going out this next week. Be happy to have all that done and going. Chris Robinson says, LRB, what kinds of sunfish can you collect and raise once in Florida? Ooh, I don't know as far as the sunfish down there. I don't know, like, I looked a little bit at the fish in Southwest Florida, but, like, as far as what's down there, it's crazy, because you got, like, all the Midas cichlids, you got Oscars out there, you got, who knows what their sunfish are doing down there. It is crazy. So I'm just excited to even, like, I'm not much for fishing, but I may have to get back into fishing being down there. Just because it's Southwest Florida, you just never know what's going to happen. And how's my hand? Thank you, Gary Stein, for asking. So I have been not wearing this a lot, but since I was carrying rocks today, a lot of rocks, I was trying to get so much done out there, but I was pushing my wrist a little too hard, and I didn't end up wanting to wake up and just be back in square one, so I kind of held off, and I hadn't been wearing this, but then I just put it on for this because while I scroll, it helps support my wrist while I'm using my finger. You guys can't see, but I always gotta like scroll. And once again, sorry if I missed anybody's questions. Doing my best here. Oh, I saw some Aftershock Aquatics says, LRB, when finalized, will you also be collecting and selling wild-caught Florida fish and plants too? I don't know if I'll go with the wild-caught so much, just because I'll be able to breed so much more on myself, and I'll probably be focused on that more. Just because the big reason why, like, I push so hard for this madness, because it really is kind of madness to do it the way that we're doing. We're not really that prepared here, but we're just trying to make it happen. But anyways, like having these barbs, and I've got these catfish over here. There's certain fish that I just want to get out there into like a little pond, be able to musical fish pond them, because I don't really have the means to sit here and collect barb eggs like every other day, or even try to hope or wish that they did. Because every time that you do disturb them when you're breeding and resetting their tanks, it stresses them out. So I want a more natural environment to be able to breed a lot of these fish. So technically I'll be putting some out kind of into their own like little ponds, pools or whatever. But then I'll also be breeding in the fish room as well. All the plants will pretty much come from inside. I don't know if I'll do outside plants or not. And I know I could, but just for like, I don't want hitchhikers and stuff. Like, if you guys know me, I kind of have a certain quality to my stuff for sure, that I don't like hitchhikers. You're not going to catch stuff for my stuff. Like, I'm going to maintain that quality within my fish room. But yeah, I'm just excited, and it's gonna be like more efficient as far as like certain ways I'm gonna do things. I'm excited to share it all with you guys. Farm Fish and Freedom says, "Hey Lucas, have you ever bred cell-based rainbows? Just picked my first eggs out of the mop. Super excited." So I have bred them, and that is exciting. The fry can be so tiny, but I just use crushed up tropical granules, or even just throw them in a little shrimp tank if you can. Some people will use the like yeast in a dropper. They also got microfoods you can use. But congratulations on your eggs. That is awesome. Just remember to keep them warm. Keep those babies warm, like up around 80 plus. When it comes to pretty much any rainbow fish, you want to keep those babies warm. That's another thing why Southwest Florida sounds absolutely amazing too, is we get to keep the baby fish warm all year round. I can't wait. Yeah, prices down there have gone crazy. Gangbusters in Southwest Florida. And it's because everybody from California, New York, a lot of people are fleeing these states. Especially those from New York or California. They're used to that warm climate. And you get on the southwest coast of Florida, there's only so much land over there too. Because there's preserves all around it. And when there's less land and more demand, you know what's going to happen. Wayne's Aquatics says, "Happy New Year, bro. What happened to your hand?" This old football career, I kind of irritated it again. Messing around with too much stuff. It was really weird. It was actually from just like certain motions. I think I was just using it too much, overstrained it, and woke up next morning, it was on fire. On fire. One problem in Florida, it gets too hot for shallow ponds without shade or just in general. Yeah, definitely going to need some shade for those ponds for sure. Another cool thing about the property is it does have like mangoes, bananas, sugar cane. It's also got, I think it was like 1,000 square foot area that had irrigation for growing your own food, all that stuff. Has some shady spots. Musical Ponds, next level MTS. Yes, here fishy. So we had the multiple tank syndrome. Definitely ready to get into the multiple pond syndrome. I mean, I already kind of did with my backyard, but my backyard kind of limited me, so time to get crazy, which I'm excited about. Joe Estes, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Says, "Happy New Year." A little off topic, but I have a Placo that looks bloated and not moving much. Any recommendations? So, can be hard to tell what's going on, especially with Placos. Usually good to have some catappa leaves in there with them, or even some wood. That way they get some kind of organic diet to help with any digestion. That can help. Maybe try giving them some peas, some softer peas that he can munch on. Sometimes that helps with bloat as well. And that's just in case. It could just be a pregnant female. You never know. I don't know what your situation and setup is like, and or like its behavior before. Because sometimes Placos don't move that much. As far as when you're watching them. I don't know how often you're watching them. But yeah, try some catappa leaves, some peas, more organic foods for them. But thank you so much for the $5 super chat, and Happy New Year's to you as well, Joe. I hope that helps you. Yeah, a lot of people are going to Texas too. Fish R Us, Las Vegas. Have you ever bred Cuban cichlids? I have a ton if you want some. So I haven't bred much for any cichlids. I've bred a few cichlids, but not that many. And definitely not the Cubans. I have not. I don't know when or if or ever I will get into cichlid breeding. Just because that's what everybody did around me here. And I don't know. I love my small fish. I love the smaller fish, even though some cichlids are smaller. And they kind of need species only and tanks only. And I love to just like throw hodgepodges together. Like barbs and killifish and what else was in there? Rainbows. And then like upstairs, ropefish and bettas and rainbow fish. Aqua Garden Zen says, I grew up around farms in Florida, so chill living down there. Yeah, like the whole lifestyle is just going to be good for my soul, for sure. Eating more organic food, just living better lifestyle, really. Wayne's Aquatics says, hey LRB, have you ever kept red Painted Barb? I have kept red Painted Barbs. I do have some down here, actually. They never really got that red, though. There's right there, but I never did get that red. It's supposed to be a red Painted Barb. There should be another one in there somewhere, too. Who knows where it's at, though. That tank is so full of stuff. Sun makes algae guppies eat algae. Well, that sounds good. Should grow some heck of algae with that sun down there, though. Be the algae grow master. And I tell you what, oh my lord. So, whenever I have a barn dominium, like when you're doing YouTube, you need a tank like this. Like, oh, look, guys, isn't it just like super sweet? Which it is super sweet and all. But man, what I love, especially for breeding, is a tank like this. Give me a nice little algae tank, something like that. Oh, yeah. Those are breeding tanks all day long. All day long. And I'd actually prefer that over a moss or something too. Even though you could sell moss, you could grow moss. But that algae, something about that algae and breeding and raising fish, I tell you, goes a long, 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 long way. Because it's what they're used to in Mother Nature. I mean, that's what they all grow up on out in the wild. Jessica Hussey, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Jessica, great to see you in here. Thank you, thank you. And Michigan Tropicals, thank you so much for the $5 super chat as well. Taylor wanted me to tell you guys hello, and Taylor just sent Sarah our fishing map, LOL. Well, that sounds cool. I'll be excited to check that out after we get done here. And hello, Taylor. Hope you're doing well, and Happy New Year's. Thanks again, Michigan Tropicals, for the awesome support. And let's see. Gone Mad, thank you so much for the $5 super chat as well. Always great to see you in here, Gone Mad. Says, near Indy, will work for tacos. Ooh, well, we may talk. Because I'm sure we can find some tacos. And if not, I got some shrimp or some plants I could bribe you with, too. I could use some workers. Quite a few workers I could use. I just don't have the money to pay them. But I could pay in plants and shrimp and fish. Because like every dollar right now is being squeezed. It's going to be so worth it. Like just to get the U-Haul to get down there. Oh my God. It's a 1,200 mile trip about. It's crazy. TM Class says, I have 2 Synodontis Purus catfish. Both are 2.5 inches. Do you think they are eating my guppy fry? Possibly yes. Because at night especially, guppy fry will head down towards the bottom. And those Synodontis are down there, you know, doing their little sharky thing. And if they come around that fry, whoop, you know they're going to soup them up like a spaghetti noodle. Scrolling. What's a fish you wish was in the hobby? A fish I wish that was in the hobby? I mean, snakeheads are cool. But as far as like their behavior and what they do, I see why they're not here. So in America, okay, if I would just, the red arowana. In America, the red arowana. I wish it was in our hobby here. Now, globally, I couldn't tell you. Because most fish that are seen that are really cool are in the hobby, one way or another, in the world on some fashion. It's just whether you can get them or not. Like, there's certain really rare rainbow fish that you can only get over in Germany or in Europe, where the collectors only have them here. Same vice versa here. So, yeah. That'd be my answer for that. Saya Llewellyn says, haha, Lucas said Mr. Placo. Now I have to go watch the video of Mr. Placo. Where the funk are you at? It's a classic. Mr. Placo. Dang, here Fishy says my LFS had shellies for $50 a piece. Where's Primetime Aquatics when you need them? I wonder if he still has that huge shelly tank going. I got mine been breeding out like crazy. I just need it. I want a bigger tank for them. I want a bigger tank for everybody. I could probably actually add some onto my website too if you don't want to buy them from your LFS. We can hook you up. It's just they're tricky to catch sometimes. Matter of fact, I usually only catch the ones that don't have a shell. Chris Trapp says, Lucas, hopefully you will keep your favorite lines going through the move. Yes, I should. And also share with whoever will be getting the house as well. And if not, if like a month goes by and nobody picks up the house, because our biggest thing is we can almost get both houses, like have this house and that house, but we're just like not quite there. So we do have to sell this house to get the other house. That's really our only contingency right now, is selling this house. So we'll offer the opportunity to get it with the tanks and everything else for probably about a month, and then after that, then we're just gonna have to go for the full sell. We'll actually be the only house for sale in our neighborhood as well. It's a pretty desired neighborhood in our city, and the Indianapolis market has been growing and will grow exponentially here in the future. Because the reason why houses are really high in price right now is just hyperinflation. A lot of people are talking this, that, and the other, but we've really been hit with hyperinflation, and you got to put that money in somewhere, and it's got to balance out somewhere, and of course it balances out in the housing market as well. So that's a whole nother topic. That's not about fish. I could talk about that kind of stuff all day long too. Ted K says, are you bringing your fish from your current fish room down with you to Florida? So yes, some of them I will be, some of them I won't be, depending on how we sell this house. Scrolling. And thank a lot of you guys for the kind words. Happy New Year's to all that I haven't said Happy New Year's to. And if you do got a question, always great to put that question mark behind it. Chris Trapp says, it's probably best that the great white sharks don't make it in captivity. Dude, I could only imagine. I mean, I do got a pool. Or I could turn one in pond salty. That'd be crazy. Put a laser on its head. Here we go. Scrolling. Here, fishy shelly catching. I just put the shell in the net, then pour them out of the shell. I mean, that's a good idea. My setup's just not quite set up for that, though. Most of the shells are half buried. It's so established. Like, if I go pulling shells out there, it's going to kick mulm and sand and everything all over the place. It's just going to cause a mess. So what I actually do is I wait at night, and I go in there with a flashlight. And you got the ones that are just hanging out. They don't have their shell. And you get them all into one corner, and you could usually get quite a bit of them. Felicia Heater says, would you put celestial pearl danios with neon tetras and hillstream loaches? It's a low flow 78 degree 40 breeder tank. The hillstream loaches, yeah, the neon tetras are kind of iffy. just because the celestial pearl danios can be a bit smaller and kind of move differently. They're kind of like a slow, kind of dart, slow kind of thing. Not like the tetras where they're like always kind of busy. And those little neon tetras can get fairly good size, and they do have little teeth, so they could nip. Like, you could probably get away keeping them together. Just keep an eye out on them, out for them though, and just be prepared in case you do see any nipping. But even with the 78 degrees, you should be good. Apparently, printing endless money has consequences. You know what? Like, I wish I could talk more about like financials and how the whole economics is, and it's all it's all pretend. And it's a big matrix for sure. They've created this and have been doing this for eons, these money changers. It's just funny how manipulated and brainwashed and programmed we are to believe in certain factions of how it really all truly operates. But yeah, of course, when you're talking about trillions of dollars and adding in trillions here and there, it will definitely add up. And if you look around like these big cities, there is more than trillions. There is quadrillions going on. You looking at all the property values of all kinds of... Dude, there is bigger numbers out there than most people even have a clue about. And they don't really tell you about that because that helps keep you down to the lower ring. Old money don't like no new money, let me just say that. But there's a lot of it out there for sure. Scrolling. John Gonzalez, thank you so much for the $5 super chat, my brother. Appreciate you. Thank you. Says, when's the last day of your store to take sales before you move? So we're going to try to do our best to not really make a hiccup on that. So we're going to try to keep it rolling. There'll probably be a week or two to set up. I don't know. Maybe not. Like, hopefully we can keep it rolling. The trickiest part will be able to keep things in stock or not. Because I'm going to end up squeezing all this down into about 1,000 square foot. Or I think it was only 700 square foot. But it's still bigger than the garage that I have now. So, I mean, it's a decent amount of space. Scuba Stevo's Aquatics. But thank you again, John, for that super chat. I super appreciate it. And thank you for asking. It's a good question. Scuba Stevo's Aquatics says, could I put my larger Dojo Loaches with my blood parrot? Yeah, I don't see why not. They would get along. Would you check out my guppies? Asked Jenna. Possibly. Send me a link to, if you got a video or whatever, like after this gets done, put it in the comments. I'll check it out. I like to check out fish and guppies especially. Oof. Most watched thing in 2021 wasn't hands. It was brains. I like that. It's funny. Unfortunately, it's been a long washing of generations. And boy, they can get away with a lot over it. I've been doing it for eons. But luckily these days we have a little more connection to it all that we can understand it more. If you're willing to. It's easy to put your head in the sand. Congrats on your move to Fort Myers. I'm in Cape Coral, nice hot weather and low taxes. That sounds good to me. And we'll be sort of on the Cape Coral side. I guess it's still North Fort Myers, but we're on the side of the river as Cape Coral. Roseline, Tetras, Guppies, and a Betta. I'm going to say nothing's impossible. You could probably do it, but it all depends on the attitude of the betta, probably more than anything out of that whole combination with Roseline tetras and guppies and bettas. Roselines, they'll just tend to keep to themselves. Just make sure you got a lid to it. Those things are crazy, crazy jumpers. And, yeah, it'll be a weird combo, but yeah, you probably definitely get away with it. I think it'd be cool. Camantha Norland, thank you so much for your $5 super chat. Camantha saying Happy New Year. Thank you. And a Happy New Year to you back. That's a cool name, though. Worries about the dream like LRB, not the money, right? Gotta live the dream. We can always make more. I always tell people the best way to save money is to make more money. There's so many ways to do it too these days. Like, it's a big world. And we are blessed to be able to pick occupations. And thank God for all you guys, the community, YouTube, being able to do my aquarium stuff. Like, I remember like 12 years ago, this is like what I wanted to do. But I had like no clue of how to even do it, because your only option was to really open up a fish store. You had to like dang near give up your firstborn just to do something like that, just if you don't have nothing. But then with YouTube technology and everything else, I was able to build this up from the ground up, and like, it's amazing what we can do these days. And I definitely feel blessed about it. And you can always worry about stuff, but I think if you count your blessings and appreciate your blessings and what's going on around you, you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. Like, be grateful. There's so much you could worry about, but that gets nowhere. Lorak Brett's in the house. Says, how do you breed Roseline Barb? Is it same setup as a Prey Cox Rainbow? So no. Actually, Roseline Barbs, they're a lot trickier. I think they scatter more into like rock piles. I've never actually bred them myself, but being a barb and the shape and the behavior of them, probably need more of a setup where you got kind of shallow water and then deeper water. I think they breed in more of the shallow waters, shallower pools out in the wild. That's all kind of speculation, just from the behaviors of barbs and what I've seen in nature. I don't know if there's any information out there about breeding them in aquariums yet. It's been a while since I've looked for anything like that. I don't know. Have any of you guys ever seen a Roseline Barb breeding video? I know there was never one out there when I've looked. Red Eye Aquatics says, do bettas eat snails, especially Ramshorns? The little small ones, yes, possibly. And with bettas, it all depends on their attitude. Like, they all have different attitudes. Some are co-chill, some are just always wanting to hunt and eat something. So, yeah, it really depends on the betta. Lucas, can we feed some fish to end the year? Yes, definitely we can feed some fish. It's going to be tricky, though, with my wrist trying to hold this phone up. We'll do that here in like 1 minute when it hits like 50 minutes. Lane Ederle says, my water hardness is at 25 ppm. What's the best way to increase it? Alkalinity is low as well. pH is neutral around 7. So yeah, that's some super soft water. I like to use Nilo CH or Nilo CG GH booster. It adds all your general hardness in for you, and it goes a long way. I think it's like $7-8 a pound. Lasts quite a while. You can use crushed coral and stuff like that, but with that general, with that booster, that GH booster, it dissolves pretty quick. And it's a lot better than the fluid solutions that you would get. Kyle Morrison says, are you able to ship shrimp and plants right now? We are. We are. And we got probably the cheapest shipping around. I haven't even added in the heat pack price. I've been giving everybody free heat packs because, hey, why not? Because I love you guys. Try to keep things low price as much as I can. Try not to hyperinflate. Brandon Quijano says, what is your opinion on breeding mosquito larvae? I tell you what, they go nuts for mosquito larvae. And I plan on just having ponds for mosquito larvae when I go out to Florida just to feed fish on. Like, such a delicacy and such a good food for fish. Let's see. Scrolling. Oh, yeah, let's feed some fish. Let's do my best. Yeah, Roseline shark, Roseline barb, that's the same thing. Ooh, this is going to be tricky with my hand. Probably going to have to take this wrap off because my hand will not fit in that container with this wrap on. So, you know, I just rip the thing off instead of just taking my time. Because who's got time for that? Not you guys. Just kidding. Maybe you do, I don't know. Here we go. Let's feed them with some good old touch of color tropical granules. Look, they already know. Are you guys hungry? Whoop, whoop. What's your website for buying fish? LRBAquatics.com. And thanks for asking, Sarko Human. All right, I think they're ready. Man, this stuff's all grainy. Sometimes with the touch of tropical granules, towards the end, it gets real dusty. Lucas needs to write a song, scrolling. Keep on scrolling. Scrolling. Keep them comments scrolling. Scrolling. Yum. Man, I just love watching this tank. And I can never do this tank any justice with video. I've tried so many cameras. Like this one does all right. But the lighting's a little weird. The saturation with the lighting and the colors. Like, you'll never truly get this tank on film. Where's Jimmy when you need him? That too. Anybody, like any YouTuber, they've been wanting to film this fish room. I have to let them know too. They're about to run out of time. Whoa, there we go. Some splash action. Likey spiky. Nice fish rooms. Good to see. Appreciate those like buttons, everybody. Much appreciated. This is the best part about keeping fish, in my opinion. Doesn't give any better than going out and feeding your fish. Lucas, make your own food. There's a lot of work involved in all that. See, that's the thing too. Like, I could make a brand new airline filter and power heads and all kinds of stuff because what we got on the market right now is not suffice, and definitely could be modified and done so much better. But you know what? I'm not gonna want to sit there and operate all that. So I just got to connect with the right people here in the future. Who knows? I need to try out, and I've got some, but DIY Aqua Pros' new food, the legit food. Man, did you see that? The big reason why I haven't yet is, like, I know why these guys eat tetracolored tropical granules so easy, and why most fish do, and it's all in the color of the granule. Like, fish don't usually attack brown things, but if it's orange or red, something about that color, they go nuts for it. Yum. Well, I guess we don't need questions anymore. But if you do have a question, we are at the bottom of the chat. Look at the little killifish. I love it. I love tanks where you look at it and you're like, oh, what is that? Oh, wait, what is that? Oh, wait, what is that? And these cherry barbs are old. I wonder how old cherry barbs live. I swear I've had those things forever. There's some fascinating feeding behavior. Yeah, when you get your fish comfortable, and I tell you, like, when it comes to no-filter tanks, you're going to get a lot different behavior out of your fish because they don't constantly have that vibration or that hum of a filter. I mean, I guess this one has that sponge filter, but you know that has something to do with their comfortability. And then just not having to go against the grain all the time. Matter of fact, you should have seen, I wish I could have got a video of it, but my Synodontis leucopinus were like battling out. I have never seen these catfish ever battle like this. They were like mouth wrestling. Like, if I was a normal YouTuber, I would have probably just ran and grabbed my camera, but I had to break them up. I was like, this is a little vicious. You get their flake food. I don't use flake food. I love my granules, but I don't really get into flake food. Maybe I can make food one day. Who knows? Who knows? Why do Royal Plecos poop so much? Because they always constantly eat. In with the good wood, out with the bad. Scott Spangler says, how long did it take for your Mascara barbs to breed? I've had mine for 4 months. They're about 4 inches, a group of 7. So they will breed pretty young. It's just the trick is collecting the eggs. Like, they'll breed all day long, but if you're not, like, moving them out of the tank playing musical fish or actively got some kind of set up egg trap, then it's going to be hard to get any numbers out of them because they'll predate, and each time you move that trap, you disturb them. Then they get finicky, and they may not start breeding as much, which all depends on the comfortability. But they will breed pretty young. Rock piles, sand for anything. I'm telling you, sand is crazy. Matter of fact, here, let me show you guys this real quick in this tank up here. Which we'll feed these guys too, because it's always fun watching these. Since we got the Synodontis cats, see, they're already looking. Is this what you guys want? Tweets? You guys want some treats? Yeah, treats? See, they already know. They know what's up. But if you look here in this sand, see how that's divoted and pivoted? Or whatever, tunneled in? See with here, there's like, they've been making homes. So in the moss and the sand, the Synodontis leucopinus, and carving out these little tunnels underneath here, which have been pretty cool. That's just moss and sand. All right, you guys, look how far down that goes. How cool is that? They're like, food, feed me. All right, scrolling. If you do Ponce and Fort Myers new home, what will you do to keep the ibis at bay? What's ibis at bay? IBIS. I'm not sure what that is, but it sounds like I need to know what that is. Because, sounds like they're trying to get into my bay, and I need to keep them at the bay. Or they're trying to get in my bay or something. I don't know, but let me know what those are. Yum, 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 yum. Love Carib Sea Natural Sand, Gold Beige. Me too. It's one of my all-time favorites. And see how I'm only feeding them on this side? Like normally I'll feed them all the way down the thing, but this is more cinematic. Look at them things go. Yum, 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 yum. How's that camera holding up with that too? Because usually that fast camera stuff is really hard on the frames. So for a tank that big, you have a sponge filter only. So it's a power head just with a sponge on it. Just because those barbs come from very active waters, they really like that flow. And bigger fish. But yeah, there's this tank right here. there's nothing. There's not even an airline. There's no filter, there's no airline. Just some fish, some sand, some plants, and some more fish. And more fish. Same with these too. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Oh, hello, fellas. And look, this is how I'm as natural as it gets. I'm already creating dirt down here. Look at all the dirt I made down here. This is actually that Carib Sea natural sand that you should be seeing like that back there. But that is all litter from these Brazilian pennywort. So like the roots and the leaves will break down. It's created like this dirt. Fuchsia Philandra loves it though. Look at that bush growing in there. There's CPDs in here. Quite a few of them. Oh, there goes one near the cup. See him? Pretty cool, pretty cool. And we even got babies in here. They've been getting so big. Some of Gary Lang's. I got those at the Keystone Clash. Chilotheria fasciata. Pangai. Whoa, what are you guys doing up here? Ibis are big herons that eat frogs and minnows, etc. So I was planning on maybe a screened in area for the little ponds. You know how they make the screened in pools? Maybe something like that for the little ponds. We'll figure that out. Or maybe just keep enough watery areas that they can go eat in the other ponds. Hopefully they stay away from my little fish. Either way, I'll keep them protected. That and a dog. I think we'll get Wesley a dog, because the whole area is fenced in. And I appreciate you guys who have put out all your orders too as well. Thank you so much for your guys' support through the website. It's been awesome. I know since we haven't been shipping, it had us stressing because we've been stretching on everything, but you guys have been awesome, helping keeping things going. James Kessel says, still got those celestial pearl danios going? I do. They're still alive and thriving, and that's just one group. I've got another group back here. I've got another group back here. I've got another group in the other room, which is like the most genetically diverse group of pearl danios that I've like I've taken pearl danios from multiple places for this one and that. So the genes and the genetics are so split that you're not going to have like that sunken belly and those weak lines. Those CBDs should be pretty strong. I just got to get them out and breeding. Starco Human says, what's your website? That'll be aquatics.com. So same as the name, just with the .com. Swampy Acres Homestead says, I met you in person at the Keystone Clash. We were out front talking about how you don't use filters. Well, that's awesome. I'm sure if I seen your face, I would definitely remember a little more. I'm more of a visual person, face person. And I did talk to quite a few people out there. Man, it kind of bugging me now, because I know if I saw your face, I would really know, but that's cool to hear. But all right, I'm going to hop off here. I appreciate you all. Thank you all for the awesome support. Like, really, I could not be doing this without you guys. And for you guys, this is why I do all this too. So thank you, and Happy New Year. I hope it goes great for you all. And 2022, let's hit it running and let's just jam it out. Like, I'm excited for it. So hope you guys get excited for it as well. Until next time, everybody, peace. Have a great one. And Brandon, no, I don't have dwarf neon rainbows right now. Got some grown out, just not old enough. Peace.